Hey guys, excuse me. In this video, we're going to be painting the donuts. So make sure you have your canvas out and ready. Scoop a little bit of each color. We've got red, white, black, blue, and this dark orange. Scoop a little bit of that onto your plate. You're going to need a jar of water for cleaning out your brushes, a paper towel for drying your brushes, and of course, some brushes. So I'm gonna get started. We're going to do the background first, and I'm gonna do nice bright pinks. So very loosely, I'm going to mix red and white, and I'm not gonna stir it really well because I want different shades while I work. And as I pick through the paint, I will get a little bit more red sometimes, a little bit more white sometimes. So I'm just gonna get started, just every which way with my brush. You can also just take plain white on your brush while you work, just to add a little bit more variation. You're just gonna get everything painted around your donuts. So along the very edges of your donuts, we're going to use a little bit brighter pink, so hit areas that maybe have a little bit more red, or just take a little bit of red on your dirty brush. And around the edge, we want the edge to be a little bit brighter. So we can go ahead and go around this edge with our brighter pink. And then take the lighter shades, maybe even a little bit of white. And just kind of smooth it out so it's not like an outline. You want it blended. We'll do the same with this guy here. Get the darker pink on. Get some of my lighter pinks, maybe even just a little white. So my edge is a little bit darker. And in here we can mix in a little bit more white so that maybe is a little lighter. I just go right at my white with my dirty brush. And since the paint is wet, it blends right through. Continue with this one with a little bit of red right on my edge. Maybe just take some white, spread it around. Just gonna continue that throughout until I get the whole background done. I'll go and do the insides of the donuts last. So let's just focus on the outside edges for now. Okay, got my background filled in. I am gonna do the inside of my donut holes. So I'm just gonna find a shade of pink, fill it in. Then I'll take a little bit of just a teeny tiny bit of red, and let's go with the right hand side-ish. I'm gonna get that a little darker. Maybe I should use a smaller brush. We'll see if I can get it. Yeah, I need a smaller brush. So my small brush, I'm just gonna go in and paint, get all my holes filled in. Let's get that one a little bit lighter. I'm gonna flip it just so I can reach it. Okay, back to the top. And I'm gonna take a little bit of a very bright pink, almost dark red, or not dark red, almost red, but very bright pink. And I'm just gonna darken a little bit on the edge, on the inside swoop. So just maybe right here. We can do this one. This one. And I gotta flip it so I can reach it. Since I flipped, I am going to do it on the left because I want them all to be the same. There, now I can start decorating our donuts. That's fun. So I'm going to paint, let's do the chocolate ones first. I'm gonna do 2 chocolate ones. I'm gonna make a nice dark brown by mixing the burnt orange and black together. So, burnt orange and black. It's about the same amount of both. Just gonna stir together till you get this nice dark brown. Hopefully my hand's not in the way and you can see. And I'm gonna kind of make a wiggly line on the inside just because it's gonna be painted frosting and I want it a little uneven. And then I'll fill out the entire outside edge. And let's do this one. Same idea, I'm gonna make the edge a little bit wavy so that it looks like frosting. Imperfect, because when you ice a donut, it's not perfect. Just get the outside edge filled. Okay. And let's paint our other ones. So that top one in the upper right hand corner, let's make that a glazed donut. Make a very, very light tan. I'm just going to use this color here, this orangey color, and mix it in with a lot of white. I feel like we need a little bit of yellow maybe. Do we need yellow for this? I'm going to give us a little yellow. So you'll have yellow also. I don't know what shade. Let's do the bright yellow. And just a smidge of that stirred in will work, I think. So we only need just a dash. I'm gonna just take a little scoop of the yellow and stir that in. Oh, that's very yellow now. More white. And a little bit more of the orange. Yeah, that's more like a glazed donut color. I'm gonna get this filled in. Let's paint this whole donut. And then I'll add just a little bit more of the orange to just a small spot. Don't need a lot of this. I'm just gonna kind of swoosh it on so it's not just flat, that light color. Maybe a little in here. Very subtle, just adds a little variation to the donut. I could maybe add a little bit more of the orange in, just a smidgy, because it's so subtle. I'm just blending it in, because that yellowy color is already a little bit wet. Around this little hole. There, that one looks nice. So let's paint around the outside edge of this one and this one. And I like this color. I wish I had more of it, so let's make more. So I have this yellowy color. I'll just add a little bit more of the orange in. That's pretty close. And that's the color I'm going to use for the edges of these other donuts. And I'm going to do it just like I did the chocolate ones. I'm going to make the edge just a little off and wavy for where the icing would be laid on. And then fill the outside edge. And then we'll do the icing different color. And then I'll just scrape the excess paint off my brush. I'm going to take just a little bit of white and just kind of blend it through. Just so, again, it's not just flat color. We have some lighter spots. And it's just subtle. Do the same on this one. Take my same exact color. And I'm gonna do a little off, just so that it's not perfectly circular or whatever. The edge can be kind of wavy. I'm gonna flip it over just so we can see it better. And I can reach it better. Okay, now I'm gonna get my brush cleaned out and we'll work on the icing and decoration. I'm gonna plug in my phone too here so that we don't die midway through our video. That would be upsetting. Oh, I was gonna put a little bit of white through that one. I forgot that bit. So clean out your brush. And let's add a little bit of white to that one like we did the one before. Just a little bit of white. Kind of brush it through just a little. Doesn't need to be a lot, just very little on your brush. Okay, so now let's do icing. I'm gonna ice them in light blue, maybe like a periwinkle-ish blue. So, very, it's okay if there's a little bit of red. Lots of white, and then just a teeny tiny bit of blue stirred in. And we are going to be adding a little red. Mine has already got a little red in it because my white was dirty. I can go a little bit darker with the blue. Add a little bit more. It's best to just do a little at a time. So you get the shade you want. Because it does not take much blue at all. Okay, now I can just start adding little bits of red to kind of get it a little bit periwinkle. It already has just a smidge in because I had pink in my white here that I grabbed. See how little that bit of red? I'm going to stir that in. And it just kind of gives that blue a little bit of a purpley tint. Not much, just a little. Let's do this icing. And I'm going to take a little bit more blue over into just a little area of this color, just so I have a little bit of a darker shade. Very little, just slightly darker. And I'm going to brush a little on the edges, just so it's not just the flat color. And if you get too much, you can just take your original color and just brush it out, brush it through. I think I'm gonna go back in with a smaller brush when it's dry. So let's just leave it be for now. Let's just get our other icings on. This one. If you want to make them a little wider too, so if I wanted this to be, oh, I want the icing to go for a little further, you can just extend the line out and overlap and paint right on that brownish color. This side probably could use a little bit more icing. Let's do this one. We're gonna do them all, then we'll go back in and jazz them up. And again, if you want your icing to be a little bigger, this won't cover as well on the dark brown, but it still covers well, and you can just make your edge wider. You can always do another coat on the edge where you overlap to make it bigger if you need to. I'm gonna flip this just so I can reach it better. Okay, so now I can adjust my icings. Using my smaller brush, it'll be easier. So I'm gonna darken my, oops, that was a lot. Darken my blue, and I do want a little bit more red in there as well. And I'm gonna add some white because I went a little too dark. Now I'm a little too light. Can't win. There. We're gonna roll with that. And I'm just gonna kind of put a little shadow on the inside there. Maybe we can put some variation on the edges. Too much, just take your original icing color and smooth it out. I'll do a little maybe on the edge, this one. Just little bits. And you can blend it out if you want. Take a little bit more of your original color, that same lighter color. Just go right over top, smooth it. Let's do this guy here. Then I'll just blend it with my other first color. Base them on the edges, just wherever. I'll smooth it out some. And this one down here. I'm just gonna paint this whole one. I'm gonna get a lot of this color on. I'm gonna get my bigger brush and smooth it out and blend it with that original color, just so this one's like a slightly different color. So I don't have a lot of it left. Hopefully I have enough. This is just my original color. I'm just gonna go right over top. So this one might look a little bit darker than the rest this way. Ew, how did I do that? Pink. I'll just blend it through there. So this one's a little bit different color. A little different icing. Why not? Just make sure you get all your edges so you don't have a light spot. There, I like that. And then that one needs a little bit of shadow, so a little bit more blue, a little bit more red. Stir it in so it's a little darker, just a little bit. And we can maybe give it some darker spots. There. Okay, now we can drizzle and sprinkle. So let's do all of our white drizzle. I am going to blow this dry just to ensure everything's dry and I don't end up with weird places where my paint gets mixed in that I don't want to, so just hold tight. Okay, now let's drizzle. I'm gonna use my medium-sized brush because it holds more paint. And my drizzle isn't gonna be like super fine. I want it kind of thick, some good glaze. And I do need some clean white paint. So give yourself a nice another little scoop of white paint on your plate if you need. So this chocolate one I'm gonna drizzle. Just white paint, get it on my brush. And I'm gonna use the side of my brush so I get a more narrow line. And I'm just gonna kind of hook it. Oops, we got a little crazy on the edge there. I don't want it on the background. Hopefully I can clean that up a little. So then I'll just kind of swoop it back and forth. Some crazy drizzle on that one. This one up and then down, up and then down. So it's just back and forth, kind of loopy. And this one. And this one I'll do this way a little bit more. And it's gonna hoop up. Got drizzle on that one. And then the rest, let's do sprinkles. I use my long skinny brush. This one, so I can do nice long skinny like just those strokes. I gotta fix this guy up. I don't know what happened to him. First try was a little weird. And I don't want that pink on that background, or the white on that background. Let's try to cover it a little. too red. And I got a little weird there too. It's really hard to match a background, so just fix little itty bitty spots if you need to, because it's gonna show up like a sore thumb on that background because it won't blend the same in the same areas. Your colors will be off, and you'll see it'll just really stand out. Sometimes a little bit of something that's bugging you, it's better to just leave it alone. But if it's just a little bit, you can just little spot touch. I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit with my white, my little brush, just so I have it shows up a little bit better. Okay, so for sprinkles, I'm gonna just do a few white ones on this one. And it's just gonna be on the icing part. And I'm just gonna do dash lines going lots of different directions. I will add in some different colors also, so they're not just white sprinkles. And you can do these whatever colors you want. And this one can have some sprinkles. And flip it so I can reach it. And then how about some bright pink sprinkles? Bright pink. And how about some blue ones? So let's do our blue. Just add a little bit of white to some blue so it's still pretty dark, but lighten the smidge. And put some blue ones in. And you could do yellow ones too. Whatever, I'm just gonna stick with these three. I don't want them to get too busy. And ta-da! Oh, that's so cute. I love this. Lastly, we're just gonna be signing our names. I'll just sign in some white. Thin it out with a little water. I just stir some water in. It's okay that blue water is not gonna show as blue when I paint. This just helps thin out. I got too much water. You see it's dripping? I'll just add a little bit more white in, and this spot up here is fine. And then I'm just gonna sign my name down here on the bottom right-hand corner. And done. When you guys finish up, I want to see. So take pictures, and you can post to my Facebook page, Willy-Nilly. There's a post pinned right at the very top of the page where you can find it super easy. You just share right there, and I can check them out. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.